I should take the couplers off, but I'm not gonna. If it was a brand new car, I would take the couplers off. If you wanted a new model, a new shiny model, like factory made, I would take the couplers off, but right now I'm not. I don't have to because I'm weathering it. So any blue that gets on the coupler, I'm just going to weather over it with rust anyway. It's not going to be perfectly black under there. There's going to be white spots. I'm not getting in all the little crevices and all the creases because I'm weathering it with rust, and I'll go over it later with rust and take care of that problem. I just want to get the basics black, the basic black paint in there for that. And I gotta mix up the paint. I'll be right back. Okay, the paint I'm using is a nasty old bottle I got a long time of years ago, and it's Locomotive Black from Floquil. Railroad Colors Floquil Locomotive Black. I'm using this black only because I got it and I don't have any other black. I got gloss black, but I don't want to use that. I'm going to use a flat black. You can really use any black you want because you're weathering it, so it doesn't really matter. But I bought this for a locomotive I did once, and that's what we're going to be using. Let's pour a little bit in there, and I watered it down with alcohol, just a little bit of alcohol. Test it up first on your paper. You see that? I always test out my flow of my airbrush on paper to get the consistency I want, the rate, everything I want come out. Make sure it's working. Make sure the last color is not coming out. It happens all the time. I'll just zoom in a bit. If I do light black on there because you're right with the rest and everything, it doesn't matter. Don't think it'll be down blue. That's the thing. It's doing that. There, much weird. Wait, you get like consistency. See, it's not totally black in there underneath the chassis and ribs, and pipes and buckets and things. You don't really need it all black because you're going to be weathering it, so you don't even need it. Just as long as you get the visual black in there. And now I'm going to clean my gun again, another 10 minutes. Okay, now we're going to put the white bar on top that has the road number, name and number on it. So we're going to do that. Taping it off right about there. And it's going to be white. I'm using painter's tape. You can buy it anywhere at a paint store, hobby shop, supposedly hobby shop. They carry it. I like my hobby shop where I go. Okay, now that I got it like this, I'm painting white in here, but I gotta cover all this and the sides, down here and the sides, so I don't get white on that. So just lightly stick it, run your hand across the top between the green and the... Okay, almost ready. I'm going to be using Testors acrylic flat white. Very nice, comes out real nice and smooth. And that's what I'm using. So let me power up the gun. Test it out. Zoom in a bit. I just got a water bloop, so I gotta wipe that off. You don't have to, but I'm gonna. Pisses me off. Just wipe it all off. Do it again. The reason I wiped it all off is because I don't want to wait 15 minutes for it to dry, so just do it again. Spray down. Remember, as you're waiting for this to dry, the paint in your gun is drying as well. And if it dries in your gun, the paint dries in your airbrush. Not good. Not good at all. Okay, that's it. Now I'm gonna spend another 10 minutes cleaning my gun. Just to let you know, if you're using acrylic paint, you can clean your gun out with alcohol, like this. Just pour the alcohol in there, let it come through. That'll get the acrylic paint out. If you're using enamel, you gotta use enamel thinner and 100 Q-tips to get all that sticky oil-based paint out of your gun. And you gotta clean it over and over and over. You gotta clean the